Good morning, good evening or good afternoon whenever you're watching this. I'm Autumn Blossom and welcome back to the channel. As you can tell, I'm in a different kind of location. The bedroom is full of Christmas presents, so this is the only place I can put my camera. So we're just gonna have to go with it. I've got my peace lily here. She's looking a little, it's a new plant, kind of neglected plant that I found, so I'm trying to bring it back to life. So let's get on with the video. In my previous video, which I'll link above, I said that I wanted to use this time given to me to my advantage. As much as this year has been one hell of a show, and I understand that this event in life is nowhere near a positive thing, but you should always try and find the positives in the negatives. And I thought, when am I ever going to really be given this sort of time again? So I decided that I would create a writing routine. So what was my routine, I hear you ask? Right, my plan was this. Wake up at between 8 and 8:30 in the morning and start with your morning cup of tea. Then head over straight to the computer and write from whatever time you sit down till 1 o'clock. Only stopping at 10 o'clock to get ready for the day, so get dressed, wash, brush your teeth, all that jazz. That would leave from 1 o'clock till whenever I decide to go to sleep, time to do the things that I want to do on top of writing. So those are things like embroidery, reading, editing photos for my Instagram account that I have completely neglected this year, all sorts. And that lasted all of one day. This has been going on for 2 weeks now, so at the end of last week I did kind of an update thing, and that is all I've really done for the camera. So I'll let past me explain. So it's been a week since I started doing the kind of routine. It has dissolved quite fast, in all honesty. I started off thinking I'd start off waking up at 8 o'clock, but I wasn't getting enough sleep. I didn't think that through, and naturally my body's been waking up around about 9, half 9, so I've been going off that so that the alarm doesn't wake me up and I'm not grumpy, and that way I want to do the work. Because if I wake up tired and not in the mood, I probably wouldn't want to then go and write or edit, as that's what I've been doing. I have tweaked the rules of the routine, because at the beginning it was like this idealised concept of what I wanted me to do, and if I was a machine I'd be able to do it, but I am human and I like sleep and I have a life outside of editing and writing. Not so much right now, but also in the future. I also have changed it because I wanted to try and be able to implement this routine into my life full stop. So when I go back to work, the routine will be affected by my job and like when my shifts are. So I bumped up the starting time to about 9, half 9, and then I would write until I at least hit the expected goal that NanoWriMo has given me, which so far is going really well. I don't feel as stressed that I have a set word goal. Obviously if the day before I do better, then it takes the weight off the next day, so when it comes back to going back to normal, I'll be able to help myself in a sense. So if I have a morning shift the next day, I could do extra work the day before to make sure that I don't lose any time writing. So yeah, it's going pretty well. I'm feeling less stressed. I feel like I am giving myself a slotted time for writing, and then everything else is a bonus. But yeah, No complaints as of yet. It probably will change when the real world starts up again. But today I am putting up the Christmas tree, so I've got to get all my words in. Well, I've got to get all my words in the next hour, because me and my family are going to FaceTime, so that when I put my Christmas tree up, they're putting their Christmas tree up, so it's kind of a family thing during all this, which you'll get to see. But yeah, just an update. Cue Christmas tree building. I will talk over what I am assuming is a bit of Christmas footage of me putting up the tree. Yeah, it was really nice to actually do the tree. It was something to do, and it lifts the spirits a little bit, even though it's only November. There was nothing, there's nothing else to do when you're just stuck in the house, so Christmas came early here, and it was nice to do something with the family, even though we can't spend time with them in person. Doing it over FaceTime was the only way for us all to do it together. It's something that I did during uni anyway. Whenever Christmas came about, I would sit on FaceTime and talk to the family whilst they put the Christmas tree up. So it's not anything new to me, but it was nice to have that kind of thing. So as I said in the video, I didn't keep to the whole wake up at 8:30 thing. There's two main reasons I did this. One, me getting up at 8:30, between 8 and 8:30, was making me grumpy. It would soon make writing a negative, and I didn't want that to be the case. Also, making myself write from 8 till 1 didn't make me feel good. But maybe it was because of the editing. Also, I did say that this is me editing, so it could well change if I was writing. And I probably would change it to, you need to write for a solid 5 hours, or this is writing time if I'm writing. But as it's just editing, it is a very different situation. But yeah, I would lock myself in the bedroom and use NanoWriMo as a way to see where I stood on the editing scale. So I'll leave a screenshot of what it looked like on NanoWriMo as of today. By doing this, I could see where I sat on my word count, and it was just a visual way of seeing how far into the editing process I was. And it was great. Using NanoWriMo, even though I'm not doing Camp NanoWriMo this year, and I do tend to use it even when there isn't a NanoWriMo going on, just as a way to create a visual for what I'm doing. And by doing that, it created less pressure. It didn't feel like I had to write for a solid 4 hours. I only had to write 2,000 words. And that was great. I mean, obviously when it comes to writing again, it would change. The other reason that I decided to change my routine a little bit was because I had based this routine off me having no other obligations, and this isn't real life. Me locked in a house isn't how the world's going to be forever. So I needed to create a routine that I could twist and mould when I go back to work, because like I've said on a regular basis, my shifts are so varied that I can't have a writing time slot. So by creating this relationship with my writing and my editing, I would be able to support myself by either doing more work the day before my shift or after. As of today, I am over halfway on my editing. I have just got to the big turning point of the story, and I am really, really happy with how my editing's going. The routine really did help. It really did alleviate some stress that I was feeling, and it created a routine in the household. The amount of times that I stressed over fitting it in, even though I knew I could fit it in, it was my brain's weird, but having this routine really did help, and I don't think without it I would be where I am. The only thing that I would say to not do, to try and make it less like a school timeline, you know, a school timetable. At 5 o'clock I do this, at 7 o'clock I do that, at 12 I do this. Life won't work that way, and when life comes into the equation and changes your routine, it can create a stress that you didn't need, and without the routine you wouldn't have. It'll be fun to see how the routine changes when I go back to writing over editing, and I'll probably do an update video on that when it happens, but as of now it is just editing still. Would I recommend people to do this? Yes, definitely. Create a routine. I understand that life is hectic and you can't always plan everything. If I could, I would, but yeah, by having that small, tiny little, like, bare bones plan, it has helped me so much. So what they say is true, routines do help. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you see, leave a like and a comment down below. Don't forget to hit subscribe and that bell to be notified every time I upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.